What is going on, Taurus? Welcome to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazi, your favorite Cali reader, Bull Gang. Okay, this is going to be your full moon / end of 2023, at least, you know, for those that are celebrating the new year right now. Most of us are aware. For those that are not, the real new year is actually springtime. So if you are not feeling, you know, like getting out and doing things, it's actually normal. That's how you should be feeling right now. This is actually a season of hibernation and resting, recuperating, regenerating. As you notice, you know, if you look at nature, right, everything is dead right now, meaning everything's in hibernation mode right now, and that's the same that we should be. So as things start sprouting, blooming, and growing again come springtime, that is technically the new year. So you could do your research on that to verify. All right, so anywho, let's get into this for you guys. So I have three sets of cards here. First row is indicative of what is this full moon energy asking you to release at this time. So yes, I'm aware that the full moon has technically already passed. However, energy is in time is fluid, not linear. So that means that when the messages come to you is when they're actually meant for you. So we are on all different parts and journeys, you know, different parts of the timeline and in different places in our own journey. So, you know, you have to keep that in mind as well. So, like I said, if you're drawn to this reading, there's a message here for you. So the middle cards here are indicative of messages, advice from your spirit guides, your spirit team. And the last column is basically what's on the horizon of this release. Like, what is this kind of like trying to help you step into, or what is kind of like on the other side of that. So remember, free will is a thing. So, you know, always use your own discernment. Not every message is going to be for everyone, as these are general, you know, collective readings for the Taurus zodiac sign. However, you know, if you would like a private consultation tailored to your specific energy and situations, feel free to reach out to me. Okay, so just looking at the bottoms of the decks of the ones that I have used, it feels like some of you are really being asked to move on from something. Okay, some of you may be asking to kind of like, even if that means having to like pack your bags and move, you know, solo by yourself. You know, this is going to be a period to do that. I feel like for some of you, it's like you're going to realize that it's just kind of like what's the best for all involved. For some of you, could be dealing with a Libra. Heavy on the swords energy here. Out of 5 decks technically, 3 of them have swords. Okay, so I feel like some of you can definitely be dealing with the air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be a significance to you guys. Otherwise, this is just maybe, you know, it could be a woman in your life in specific, with a thinking woman. So this could definitely be someone who is very logical. Okay, whether you're the woman or someone else that this reading is talking about. This could be someone that's, you know, this could be a legal matter that some of you are experiencing, that you know, maybe has been difficult, that is going to get easier for those of you where that applies. Because you are divinely protected at this time. I feel like some of you need to know that even if you, for those of you that are, and it's interesting because this card here at the bottom, the 24, it reduces to a 6, and the 6 of swords here is at the bottom as well. So double on the 6s. So that's, again, like I said, protection energy here. So I feel like some of you are definitely being protected by your spirit guides, by the angels, by your ancestors, as you make these changes. For those of you that are especially being guided to leave a situation behind, to move on from something, to, you know, overcome any type of drama, conflict that you guys have been having, you are protected as you do so, especially if that's a decision that you're needing to make at this time. Just know that it will get easier. But, you know, some of you, this is essentially moving on to new love. Some of you are being, and that could be something that you don't really see coming, something you're maybe not expecting. Others of you, this is, you know, just choosing to love yourself, meaning some of you are really being guided to move on from something or leave a connection behind, and it's fair. It's kind of like what's best for all involved. But for some of you, it's kind of like it's karma, essentially. And I don't mean karma in the sense, although it could be, like I said, it's going to be different for everyone. I'm not really speaking from the sense of, you know, karma, like that's what they get type of thing. Although, like I said, that could be kind of how it's playing out or how it seems. But I'm more so speaking of the sense of cause and effect, meaning the energy we put out is essentially what we get back. So if you've been kind of like asking for, you know, like, God, I'm so tired of this situation and like saying certain things like that, you know, certain things end up falling apart in order to honor what you've requested, you know, to basically put results to your request, so to speak. So some of you could be experiencing that as well. What I'm also getting with this is some of you, if you are being positioned to, you know, essentially break up with someone or leave something or someone behind. Some of you, it's essentially positioning you to embrace new love. For some of you, it's like preparing you for something new, for, you know, a divine union that's going to make you really feel fulfilled, happy, and have your cup overflowing. And this could definitely be a new connection for some of you, that you're not, like I said, you're not going to see coming. And I feel like for some of you, it's not going to come in until whatever this is has been released. It's something you is like have to surrender, you have to give up in order to let that in. For others of you, this is just simply teaching you, essentially having you leave something behind in order to reestablish the love that you have, that, you know, some of you have maybe not been doing the best at loving yourself, right? I feel like this is kind of like helping you trust yourself more and love yourself more, okay? It's just a matter of how you choose to see the person, how you choose to see the situation. So for me personally, that's how I've navigated through a lot of the challenges that I experience up and, you know, until this day, is by doing my best to allow myself to see how it's really helping me versus how it's hurting me. How is this happening for me instead of to me? Okay, it's all perspective. It's all about how you choose to look at it. And the more that I choose the latter, you know, higher perspective, higher vantage point, it makes it a lot easier to not take these situations so personal, because it puts the power back in my hands in knowing that I'm the creator of my reality. Therefore, I asked for these experiences because I knew that they're all ultimately helping me in some type of way. They're ultimately for my greater and highest good. So, you know, it's just a matter of how you choose to see it. If you choose to see all your challenges are out, you know, is the universe out to get you and everything's out to hurt you, then that's going to perpetuate that energy. It's going to amplify it, and you're just going to keep seeing more of all those things that you don't want to experience anymore. That's just, you know, basic law of attraction. So, and like I said, the law of karma, cause and effect. What you put out is what you get back. So if you put out these thoughts of everything's out to get me, people are just out to hurt me, then you're going to keep seeing and having situations that make you feel like that. So I feel like some of you are really being guided to, you know, see things from a different perspective and know, like I said, that you're protected, especially if those of you, like I said, are moving on from someone, you know, someone that could definitely be like a woman, or a woman that's kind of like in her masculine energy, that may be kind of more logical, that is kind of like cutthroat, really direct, you know, kind of like not very kind, right? Especially when it comes with words, kind of like don't give a fuck type of energy. You know, this is, just know that you're protected as you deal with these energies at this time, okay? So for my Taurus, what are you being asked to release? Okay, so we have, first card out is card number 9. So some of you could be dealing with the Virgo. Some of you, this is an ending. This is, the 9s represent endings, but it also is the start to, like, you know, right before something new starts, right? Something has to end. So for some of you with the broken heart, some of you, this is a breakup that some of you are still dealing with, still going through. This could be more recent, or something that is, you know, that has happened quite some time ago, but you're still, but some of you haven't healed or allowed yourself to really process how that made you feel and release that energy. Okay. So you have card 53, which is Magician and the Mirror. And we have Fork in the Road that was in reverse, and it's card number 13. Okay. So for some of you, this is, I feel like, in a connection. For some of you, this could definitely represent anyone who has like transitioned, you know, into a different form, basically, you know what I'm talking about. So, for some of you, that could be what this is, where you guys are experiencing some type of grief, some type of loss. But I feel like for a majority of you, it more so feels like a breakup, like a disconnect from a connection that some of you are experiencing, or kind of like strongly feeling the need to, you know, essentially make happen. But it's interesting because the fork in the road, it's in reverse. So I feel like some of you have, maybe this is something that maybe you're once kind of like in two worlds about, in two minds about. But this is, I feel like some of you, this is really asking you to, you know what needs to be done. And so there's nothing to really think about. I feel like some of you, even if you are in this energy, or, you know, it's kind of like something is already done. I feel like some of this just kind of coming to terms and accepting that something is done, it's over with, and now it's time to move on. It's time to move forward. I feel like also this is essentially happening to put you back in your power, okay? Whether you realize it or not, like I was saying earlier with the Ace of Cups, like teaching you how to like relearn how to love yourself, how to put yourself first in situations. I feel like it's giving me that similar energy here. I feel like it's mirroring back to you, showing, trying to put you back in your power, to show you and remind you how powerful you are, even if you know, you're experiencing loss, even if you're going through pain, it doesn't negate your value. It doesn't negate, you know, what you deserve, that you still deserve to be loved. You still deserve to be, you know, to be happy, to heal, and to release, you know, things that are painful, right? So I feel like this is essentially, you know, some of you are really being asked at this time, Taurus, to really, you know, let go of things that have hurt you, any losses, no matter how, you know, recent they were, you know, do your best to let them go. And essentially that's going to put you back in your power. You know, allow yourself to look at and see, you know, the magician within you that you had, that you don't have to let these negative experiences overtake you. You don't have to let them run you. You don't have to let them, you know, kind of essentially control your life. You have control of that. So again, it's about the perspective. How do you choose to see it? So I feel like some of you are really being asked to let go of those heartbreaks, those losses, those pains that some of you have experienced, any grief that you're holding on to, and step back into your power as the magician, as the alchemist of your own life, and transmute those negative energies into, you know, lessons, transmute them into opportunities, because you see what they were teaching you, and then you can step back into your power. And now it's no longer like a hit to your ego. It's no longer something personal, right? Because you learn that this was just really helping me. This was really teaching me something, right? So let's keep going. So dive a bit deeper in the tarot. So Hierophant. So for some of you, this is a marriage. This is someone that you're either married to in a higher level of commitment with, okay? 7 of Cups. So for some of you, this is someone who essentially, maybe you're in a higher level of commitment, even if you are married. For some of you, this is someone who has options. Okay, this is someone who is maybe dealing with someone on the side, talking to other people, or has their interest is elsewhere. Okay, that's not going to be for all of you, so please don't try to take that message or force it to fit if it doesn't apply. For others of you, this is, you know, releasing someone that maybe was just meant to teach you something. Okay, to teach you how to trust your intuition, how to teach you how to trust yourself and love yourself. Okay. I feel like, you know, some of you are going through certain experiences because it's positioning you to be a teacher, but you can't be a teacher until you were first a student. And so I feel like some of you are maybe still in a student phase, or at least around certain areas or topics of life, right? Some of you are in the student phase, and it's positioning you to ultimately be the teacher, to where you end up meeting or attracting and aligning with other people who need your guidance. And you'll be able to help them because you've been there, right? So I feel like some of you, it's essentially teaching you, you know, how to trust yourself when it comes to, you know, things that are confusing, you know, understanding your feelings, understanding why things happen. You know, it's essentially teaching you ultimately why you had that experience. So like I said, you can help other people in that same way. Okay, so let's see. And you're coming out in your own energy. I just realized that. So some of you, this is, you know, kind of, again, like teaching you more so about yourself. For some of you, it's like a mirroring of, you know, like, I needed this experience to help my soul evolve, right? And so I feel like for some of you, this is a spiritual contract that some of you are in right now, that may be kind of confusing and really not understanding why this happened. Why am I experiencing it with the 7 of Cups? But for some of you, it's essentially teaching you ultimately, you know, helping you see yourself in a different light, or see a situation in a different light. It's ultimately teaching you lessons so you can then be the teacher and teach other people. Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so like I said, this could definitely be with someone who you are with, and you're kind of like maybe confused about why am I with this person. Some of you are maybe not really understanding anymore, or if you've recently gone through a breakup, some of you may be kind of confused about why this happened. You know, what did I do wrong? And I feel like for some of you, it's kind of like, again, it's teaching you. There's so much that I feel like some of you can learn if you allow yourself to see it that way, that it's not always your fault, that other people, you know, do things out of anger, out of the hurt that they have not healed from. And it doesn't always mean that it's your fault, but it's just, you know, you happen to be who they signed up for. Again, soul contract, who they signed up for in this lifetime to teach them certain lessons, as well as yourself. Okay, so clarifying the 5 of Swords is the 8 of Coins. Okay, so some of you, maybe this could be someone that you work with. This could definitely be a job, because that's also what the Hierophant represents. Okay, is that some of you may have recently gotten fired or something, and you kind of may be confused about why it happened, and it may make you upset. You may be upset about this. Okay, but I feel like it's happening for a higher reason. It's happening for a higher purpose, and you may not realize that yet, but I feel like it will be made very clear when it's necessary, when it's time for you to know, you'll know. Okay. Others of you, this could be someone that you're, like I said, married to or have some type of connection, higher level of commitment with, but you guys argue a lot. Okay. I feel like some of you, you know, this person may be breaking up with you, or you could be being guided to break up with them, but I feel like this is like someone else doing this, and you guys may be kind of like confused about why, and you may want to work things out, but this person, all they want to do is argue, right? I feel like you guys are just on two different playing fields, two different frequencies here, and that could be why things, it's like it's not working, right? So we have the Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands, Page of Staffs. So like I said, it also is giving me this, like I said, isn't going to be for everyone, but this is really giving me cheating vibes here. Okay. I feel like some of you are, this person that you're married to or with, they're talking to other people, dating other people. And I feel like some of you may have an inkling about it. You kind of know about it. Okay. Some of you may be getting signs, synchronicity. Some of you maybe done some magic if you're into that, to reveal the truth to you and to show you things. And I feel like for some of you, this is someone that you know, maybe this person works with. Okay. But it's like essentially they're a player. It's like this person wants to have free reign to do whatever they want, but still be able to come home to, you know, to you, right? Have their cake and eat it too, so to speak. And so I feel like I said, this is someone that may be trying to argue with you in order to, you know, get you to beg them to work it out. But I feel that's, you know, it's like someone's doing that to fuck with your head. You know what I'm saying? To like flip the script to make you want to work things out with them when they're the one who should be asking, you know, trying to make it right with you. You see what I'm saying? So I would be mindful of people or whoever this is that you might be dealing with, that is, you know, it's like people who get caught cheating and then they try to blame you about why they cheated. And it's like, no, don't try to reverse psychology. And that's what this feels like. Someone's using reverse psychology on you, Taurus. And I feel like it's because they don't want to get caught. This is giving me really narcissistic vibes. And it's not to say, don't get me wrong, if you attract a narcissist, it's because you have narcissistic traits too that are being mirrored back to you. Okay, that's why this is the Magician and the Mirror, right? In this reading at least. But even still, when we attract certain individuals and certain experiences, because it's mirroring back an aspect of ourselves, essentially. So for some of you, this is just confirmation of what I'm saying, that this person is essentially mirroring back to you maybe traits that you have that you're unaware of. May or may not be, it doesn't matter. But you know, that's just a lot of times what it is that when we have attract certain people, it's always a mirror reflecting back to you parts of yourself that do the same thing, just maybe in a different way, to a different degree, to a different level. It doesn't matter. It's still, you know what I'm saying? It's still revealing something to you. It's still, again, teaching you something here. Okay. For some of you, it's teaching where you don't have good boundaries. And I can say that from experience, because when I attracted what I called a narcissist, he was not only showing me certain traits that I had that I was unaware of in that way, but also showing me where I lacked boundaries. And that was a soul contract I signed up for in this lifetime, to teach me that, to teach me how to have boundaries, to teach me how to love myself, choose myself, do better for myself, and cut out anyone, anything, situation, whatever, that is not honoring that is not serving my highest and greatest good. So for some of you, that's essential what this connection here is teaching you. Okay, that, you know, it's like people want to play the field, let them play the field, but they don't need to play the field with you. You see what I'm saying? But you have to be able to love yourself enough to see it for what it is, and, you know, allow them to do their thing, and, you know, essentially allow karma to take care of itself, you know, to take care of the situation for you. So let's keep going. What's on the horizon? What's on the other side of this situation? So we have come to the edge, card 36. Okay. We have card number 8, indecision. Okay. We are coming into the year of the 8, which is karma. Okay. That is still karma. That's the infinity. Okay. Reaping and sowing. What goes around comes around, right? What's put out comes back, right? And then we have hostilities, 26. Okay. So like I said, this is someone, it's really giving me someone that is very hostile. Okay. That's what the 5 of Swords is giving me here with thinking woman, and knowing that you're like the protection. It's like, I feel like some of you, this is someone who is not very kind. This is a person who doesn't seem like they're very nice. Okay. And this person may be purposely and intentionally trying to target you or make it seem like it's your fault that they did this, or it's your fault. And that's where I feel like some of the confusion can be coming up in this situation about why this person broke up with you, or, you know, whatever. or like I said, if you guys are being guided to break up with someone because you know that, you know, there's no deciding factor anymore, there's no stuck in between and I don't know what to do, you know, type of energy, where, and that's what's kind of making it confusing here as well, because in this deck we have the fork in the road, which is basically the similar energy of indecision, but it's in reverse. Okay, so I feel like some of you, this is like, you know what needs to be done here, but you're in this energy of I'm not sure. Or even if you're, so for example, some of you, what also just came to me is that, say for example, some of you you do this, you know, you break up with this person, right? You leave them, you divorce them, whatever, and they're trying to argue with you to work things out. But I feel like some of you, it's like you might be kind of like wanting to get back out there, wanting to see what else is out there, wanting to reestablish your own, you know, put yourself back out there type of energy. Some of you, maybe this person, it feels like, may try to bait you with mind games, right, with the hostilities, and argue with you to make you feel like you made the wrong decision, okay? To make you feel like, did I, you know, like maybe they're right. Did I fuck up? Did I make the right decision? Like someone maybe kind of essentially making you question yourself here is what I'm getting. And that's why, again, it's going to be important for you to really love yourself and follow your intuition and shift your perspective and really ask yourself the tough questions like, you know, am I happy here? Like, why did I decide that in the first place? There's a reason why we do certain things, and it's just going to be up to you to take the time to really go within and ask yourself, you know, why did I do that in the first place? Or why did I feel guided in the first place to leave this situation or to make this decision? You know what I'm saying? Before you double back on it and decide it was a mistake, take the time to ask yourself, why did I feel like that in the first place? Okay, because we also have come to the edge. So some of you are really being guided to, you know, do something different. Okay, do something new. This is also like giving me full energy, the full vibes. So that's, you know, about trusting the universe, trusting yourself, trusting, you know, your spiritual team and the guidance you're receiving and what you're being guided to do at this time. Some of you are really being asked to, you know, take a leap of faith and trust that you're doing the right thing here in the situation. So like I said, some of you, maybe this person may be hostile or may try to argue with you to try to get you to stay, try to manipulate you into making you feel like you're not going to find no one better than me. If you leave me, don't come back, and, you know, shit like that, to make you question if you're making the right choice and decision. And this is where Spirit is really asking you to trust yourself, trust the guidance that is coming to you about the situation, what you're being guided to do. I feel like, you know, this person is ultimately teaching you how to have discernment, okay? Because all the options presented to you are not always going to be what's for you, okay? For some of you, this is like teaching you what it looks like to be gaslit, and that could be what this person is really doing here. Is also what this is giving me, the manipulation with the Five of Swords. It's like someone could be trying to argue with you, to play with your mind, to get in your head, to make you question, you know, and doubt what you're being guided to do in the situation, okay? And some of you are really, you know, going to shift your focus away from this person and more so get back to work, okay? Some of you, it's like disrupting your work. Some of you, it's like throwing you off of where, you know, things you had, you know, once working on, things you were once putting your time, energy, and effort into has shifted, okay? And this is, I feel like, going to help you get back into that, okay? Things that have, you know, disrupted you or taken you off the path of your desires and, you know, being fired up about life, being excited about life, and taking the action necessary to maintain that fire. Some of you, that is what this person is, you know, essentially doing, and you're being asked to kind of like release that at this time, okay? So clarifying, this is the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands again, and then that's clarified by the Ace of Swords. So this is for some of you, this is a creative project that some of you are coming into, okay? And it might feel like a risk, but I feel like it does have the potential to be and grow into something great. And that could be what you guys are undecided about, where it's like maybe you're being offered, you know, a job and you need to move for that. You need to move for that job. This is Spirit saying that, yes, move, okay? Take that move, and you're protected as you do so, okay? Because underneath that is the Two of Cups. Damn, Two of Cups with the Lovers, okay? Underneath that is the Six of Wands, okay? So for some of you, this is like a connection that could be with the Scorpio that's going to change your life, that some of you with this moon here, you're not going to see coming, okay? But for some of you, this is what's on the horizon for you guys that you're not seeing, but you only know once you make the move. Once you leave whatever the situation is behind, okay, that's the only way you're going to know that there's a whole connection that's really like not only harmonious, but in alignment with your path and what you're supposed to be doing, and one that I feel like is going to be very, very successful, okay? Like I said, it's I feel like going to be very transformative. For some of you, this ending has to happen first for this to take place. But like I said, it feels like something you're not going to see coming with the moon here. It's definitely something that's being hidden from you at this time. So I may have ruined the surprise, but you know, some of you, it's like I know Tauruses that I know, some of y'all are so fucking stubborn that it's like, I'm not going to make a move until I know for sure, or I have tangible evidence that it's going to work, that I'm not going to waste my time, that I'm not going to regret it. And this, I feel like, is why I was guided to dig in the bottom, you know, in the bottom of the deck for this, okay, for this message. So for some of you, this is definitely going to be someone who maybe, you know, shares this energy, whether this is the person that you're aligning to, or this is going to be you, where you're able to really be, you know, thrive in your femininity. For some of you, this is going to be someone that genuinely loves you, cares about you, and who is nurturing, caring, and not, you know, hostile, not super in their mind like a masculine. For some of you, you're dealing with someone who operates more in their masculine energy versus their feminine energy. And some of you are being guided to leave this person behind in order to step into a connection that is harmonious, and this person thrives in their feminine energy here. For some of you, this is exactly what you've been asking for with the Magician here, and it's going to make you so fucking happy. For some of you, this is manifesting new opportunities, maybe a really, like a real love that, like, honestly is positive and uplifting and spiritual for some of you, okay? For some of you, this is what you've been asking for, and that is what's at the bottom. That's what you don't see coming on the other side of you making this decision that may feel tough in the moment, but some of you know what to do. That's why it's on the side of releasing. You know what to do. Some of you have been undecided, but kind of like, you know, because we get it, you know, I get it. We get comfortable after you be with people for so long, or you've gone through so many things, you've invested so much. It makes it difficult to, you know, make a different choice, to decide like, you know what, I've outgrown this, or I deserve more, I deserve better, I'm not happy here, and being real with yourself. So like I said, what's on the other side of this is, by you taking a risk, is, you know, the potential of something coming towards you that not only maybe has a lot of passion, maybe reignites your passion, but really has the potential to grow into something amazing, okay? So let's see what else. So we have the 8 of Wands, okay, with the 10 of fucking coins. See, it's like y'all are leaving behind someone who, you know, maybe things kind of were growing, but this is like having it all, okay? This is like coming into having it all, and it happening fast, okay? For some of you, this is good news that's coming in quickly. This person could be slowing down your blessings, and you don't even know it, okay? So like I said, if your intuition is telling you to, you know, make a different move or move for a job, for some of you, that's what's happening here, is that once you make that move, it's like the universe is right there with your blessings showing up for you without you even having to question. It's like you just have to literally open the door and walk through on the other side, so that other door behind you closes, and it's right here all for you, laid out, just waiting. That's literally what this is that as soon as you make this move, okay, you step into partnership with something else, someone else. For some of you, this is someone that you may go into business with, okay, that you're going to end up building, essentially building a whole legacy with here with the 10 of Pentacles, okay? Or at least, like I said, it has the potential. What the fuck? Look, 4 of Wands, okay? 4 of Wands clarified by the 9 of Swords. So for some of you, like I said, this is maybe someone that you're going to really want to marry, and that could be what's causing the stress or anxiety, is because you're going to be like, holy shit, this is happening so fast. I was not expecting this. And that could be, again, what this indecision is about, where it's going to be, for some of you, this is like getting exactly what you want and exactly what you're asking for, and you're not going to know what to do when it arrives. Okay. So I really feel like some of you are really being asked to, you know, prepare yourself, be ready, because, you know, things are about to start unfolding, I feel like, in a really fast and quick way. And but it's essentially what you asked for. Okay. Like we have the Magician showing up here twice. Okay. The Magician and the Mirror, and then here, okay, again, at the bottom of the deck, right? So yeah, this is like being able to drop your burdens, drop, you know, all the things that are heavy, that's been weighing you down, that cycle closing with the World here, closing once and for all with the 10 of Swords, okay? And look, and the Queen of Swords underneath that with the 8 of Cups, exactly. It's like, you guys know what this is, okay? It's like something that needs to end. It may feel abrupt, it may feel harsh, it may feel like it's sudden and unexpected, but I feel like for some of you, y'all, like I said, Tauruses, I know I'm not, and that's why I say ones I know is where I'm speaking from, because I don't know all of you, and I know that we're essentially all the signs. So, you know, anyway, it's like ones that I know, they spend a lot of time thinking. They spend a lot of time in their mind. They hold a lot in. They're not emotional at all. They're really, really grounded. So that means that, you know, they seem calm a lot of the time, but that doesn't mean that they're not feeling and thinking and hurting and having all these experiences internally. Okay. So I feel like, you know, some of you are kind of like going through the same thing, where deep down, you know that something needs to happen. You know, something has to shift, but you're really being asked to, you know, really come to the edge of, you know, what you're maybe scared of and make that move, take that leap. Because I strongly feel you're not going to fucking regret it. And I feel like some of you really needed that kind of like confirmation and reassurance that you're not going to regret whatever this is. You're not going to regret taking this risk, taking this leap. You just have to trust yourself and trust the universe that if you're being guided to do it, it's because it's going to work for you. It's you're you know, being asked to take the risk for a reason. It's not going to be for naught, right? It's not going to be in vain. So let's get some advice from your guides before we go. So we have release, card 27, and card 40, darkness. So like I said, some of you, this is again with the moon, this is something you don't see coming, okay? Some of you may feel in a dark period, or like you're in a dark period right now where you're in the void, where you're like, you don't see what's ahead. You can't, you're having maybe a hard time trusting that I know I'm being guided to do this, but how am I going to do this? If I leave my job and I don't have another one lined up, how do I know I'm not going to be able to pay my bills? You know what I'm saying? That's where the trust and the faith comes in, okay? Being able to trust what you're being guided to do, and knowing that, you know, as the moon comes out, right, the sun after so many hours will rise again too. So this is like essentially saying that just because it's dark right now, that, you know, at the right time, right, just as the sun rises at the right time, it comes back out. This is saying that this dark period will also at the right time end for you as well. But some of you can't see that until you release. This is like that again, teaching you how to trust yourself, teaching you how to, you know, even when things aren't clear, right? Even when things feel confusing, when you allow yourself to trust the guidance, trust what you're being guided to do, you have to know that the universe is going to show up for you on the other side of that, okay? And that's what I feel like is happening here. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but with this card here, right here in this area, there's a bunch of butterflies, okay? And that's essentially representing that upon, you know, you releasing what no longer serves you, what you're being asked to let go of, that's where your life changes. That's where your life transforms, because you trusted that process and allowed yourself to do what you're being asked to do and guided to do, and it's paying off for you in a major way, okay? So Taurus, that's what I have for you. We have your energy here, Taurus. That's literally it. Out of this whole spread, that's the only major arcana is you. I feel like you is really indicative of you choosing yourself, learning what a situation was trying to teach you, essentially, so you can end up being the teacher, okay? This is a soul contract that I feel like has played it's ran its course, it's done its part, and now it's time to release it, to move on into something else, into a greater period of time, okay? So I love y'all so much. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you have not, and until next time, guys.